This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The Revolution with Juan McCartney is sponsored by Alive, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, J.S. Johnson, Marco's Pizza, NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers, Ron's Electric Motors, and Season of Love.
Bahamas, and welcome to the Revolution here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. My name is Juan McCartney. So good to have you with us. All right, so today we're going to talk about a couple of things. Apparently, Sam Bankman-Fried is giving out interviews. You need to give us an interview. And we are going to play some of it. He references the Bahamas and the whole withdrawals thing that went down that led us to kind of bucking heads with new guys over at FTX US. But before we do that, I want to talk about something really quickly. Two things, actually. So, Clint Watson is the Office of the Prime Minister Press Secretary. Clint's a friend. We go way back, but, he's in his job and I'm in mine, and I got to try to understand why he's saying some of the things that he's saying. So let's start with Bermuda. So Clint, this was on Thursday. I perhaps missed this. If you would recall, in October, I think it's October 19th, the Prime Minister traveled to Bermuda. Okay? And they chartered a plane there, took a, not a huge delegation, but a sizable one. And also he spoke at a political party convention, and he met with the premier over there. And he also went a couple of places, and other ministers met with ministers over there, met with officials from there, PLP. And nobody even knew he'd left. Not the general public wasn't aware that he'd left and he'd gone. And when he came back, the press secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, LaTroy Ramming, he said that the trip was political because it was going around on social media. And hell, we not going around on social media, forgive me, we did a story on it, or else we wouldn't have known. And then the opposition picked up on it. So LaTroy Ramming said that the trip was political in nature, and the PLP paid for it. Okay. So turns out the PLP did not pay for it. In addition, Fred Mitchell, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, listen to me, said it was a standard foreign affairs goodwill trip, not a political trip. Okay, fair enough. He says there was nothing unusual about the trip, whether in its financing or otherwise. This is what Mitchell said. All right, so LaTroy says it's a trip that's political in nature. Mitchell says it's not a political trip. LaTroy Ramming says that the PLP paid for the trip. The PLP, turns out, did not pay for the trip. And later, a couple of days later, this was like a Friday, I think, LaTroy said this, and by Sunday, I want to say, they had released a copy of a check and an invoice that says receipt that said it was from the PLP, $24,750. And it was dated October 21st, the same day Ramming was saying the PLP paid for the trip. So I don't know if they have some communication. They go, no, we're paying for it, and that's what we do. You know, you got to tell the full story, you know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna start losing trust there. So anyway, the PLP reimbursed the Office of the Prime Minister. And the Office of the Prime Minister can take the money and just put it back in the Treasury. That's not an issue for me, that it was paid to the Office of the Prime Minister, except now it's getting weird, right? So what we're looking at here is a statement. And so the Prime Minister came to Parliament a couple of days later on the 26th. And he said that the PLP wasn't a part of the trip at first, and that at the last minute they decided to come, and then we're just going to reckon out expenses, yada, 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 right? I don't think the government needed to pay for PLP officials to go on any trip. Now, if you say we're doing that as cabinet and that's our decision, okay, I don't agree with the decision, but it's more of an issue for the electorate and the officials who want to be transparent to say, okay, here's what happened, XYZ, right? So last week, Thursday, Clint said that Clint was asked about this, right? And he says, let me find it for you. Yeah, so the person, everybody's going to reckon we're going to pay it back, right? They're going to pay it back. All right. That's what the Prime Minister said. All right, fair enough. We can argue what should have happened in the first place, but if he says that the PLP is going to pay them back, then who are we to question if that's going to happen? Anyway, we did question if it did happen. And Clint Watson said on Thursday, keep in mind this trip was on October 19th. All right. Here's what was said on November 24th, more than a month later. Okay. Clint says that the PLP should fully reimburse the government in another 2 weeks. Watson said, I do know the Prime Minister this week made a call to ensure that this happens, so I suspect that should happen within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. He added, I've been made aware that the Progressive Liberal Party is fully aware and ready to make the reimbursement. Okay? The PLP, the Progressive Liberal Party, let me say this again. He says, I've been made aware that the Progressive Liberal Party is fully aware and ready to make the reimbursement. So the PLP is ready, right? Checkbook out, Clint is saying. He says the PLP, they're waiting for the paperwork from Foreign Affairs to be sent to them as to the cost, and that transaction will take place. So let's slow down here for just a moment. The PLP has been waiting. Let's just say, we weren't all quite clear before we went on the trip who was paying for it, even though the PLP never came out of pocket for it. and we weren't sure what was going to happen, but the PLP was prepared to pay it back. Shouldn't the PLP have been prepared to pay from before they went on the trip? Why didn't the PLP pay its own expenses before the PLP went on the trip? They should have been ready from before they left, but certainly by the time Latre Ramming stood up and said it's a political trip, the PLP is going to be paying for it, surely the PLP must have known that they need to go pay that off post haste, right? Just for optics' sake, if nothing else. Forget any ethical concerns, but I mean, there are ethical concerns, but just it looks so bad. Okay. So that's a month ago. Almost a month ago, the PLP, more than a month ago, sorry, there was going to be a reckoning of the books. So Foreign Affairs we are told now, paid for the Progressive Liberal Party other than the flight, it appears. Follow me now. So this is where you're losing me. So the OPM paid for the flight. Got you up front. You're telling me that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs paid for the Progressive Liberal Party to go to Bermuda to the convention of its sister party there? What you're saying to me is that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, headed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is also the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, paid for his party members from the Treasury to go to Bermuda. Did anyone know that before, or is that news to me? Does anyone see how that gets a little fuzzy there? And now, follow me again now. The minister clearly signed off on paying for the party to go on a foreign affairs trip. He says was not political in nature. But they paid for PLP members to go according to what Watson is saying. Okay? So at his minister cap on, he goes, let's send the PLP. So now you go over there as minister and chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party. Okay. Pay the ministry back. So let me go through this again. So the Progressive Liberal Party, whose chairman is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Progressive Liberal Party is waiting for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to send them info. So both operations, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Progressive Liberal Party, have not the same leader, but the same person who's dealing with the operations of both things. So the Minister of Foreign Affairs oversees the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that apparently paid for the trip for the PLP. And the same minister who oversees the ministry that paid for the trip for the PLP, oversees the affairs of the Progressive Liberal Party. So the Minister of Foreign Affairs has yet to ensure that the Progressive Liberal Party knows how much his ministry paid for them to go to Bermuda. And we've been waiting over a month for him to tell himself how much his ministry paid for his political party, for his political party where he's the chairman to pay his ministry back. Does anyone else see the issue with that? This is a good case to make for why you don't have cabinet ministers still as chairman of a political party. Now, I'm not naive. So every member of cabinet is a member of the Progressive Liberal Party. All right? Paid membership, all this sits on the, would sit on the executive council, right? Because every member of cabinet is either an MP or a senator. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me how your internal PLP machine operates. So every member of cabinet sits on the executive council of the PLP, as far as I'm aware. Okay? So I'm not naive. I understand that there are political considerations. They only got to government by virtue of being a part of the Progressive Liberal Party. All right? I'm not slow. I know that parties form governments. Okay? However, there has to be some sort of separation between the executive, even though they're all politicians, all right? Almost all of them are elected. Every single one of them got letters of appointment from the Governor General. There has to be some sort of separation. So there's not the perception that we're outright trying to benefit the political party through government. And I know that it happens. And I know it gets fuzzy sometimes, particularly election, particularly, well, what's a political event? What's not a political event? When the prime minister goes and opens a bridge and talks bad about how the other government couldn't open it, yada, yada. Is that not political? So I know that there's some sort of space, but y'all got to clean this up. Okay? Y'all got to clean this up. Clint's saying that the ministry that's headed by the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party has yet to compile the data of how much it spent to take the Progressive Liberal Party to Bermuda. Just wrap your mind around it, if you can. And we got to wait a month for that to be figured out. I do believe that the Minister of Foreign Affairs is in Korea. I could be wrong. So what are we waiting on? All right. Is the PLP has no shortage of very, very wealthy people who are part of it. Just pay the Treasury back. Pay the ministry back. Why are we talking about this a month later? That the Ministry of Foreign Affairs apparently paid for the PLP to go to Bermuda, and now the PLP, who's headed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, is waiting for Foreign Affairs to send him the bill so that he can have the PLP pay it. This is why I'm saying I don't think it's a good idea to continue having your cabinet minister serve as chairman of the party. From what I understand, Mitchell is a good chairman. He's efficient. All right. There's no denying that he's very intelligent, but there's a problem here, all right? Because what Clint is saying, you know, no disrespect to Clint, but what Clint is saying, if this is what they told him to say, that's fine. But in the event he said it, this makes no sense to me. Okay? That's like, let me see if I can understand this. So let me see if I can put this to you to make it make sense. Okay, so when it's even worse than that. This would be like This would be like Juan going on, let's look at it like this. This is like Juan going on a company trip. All right. So someone invites Juan on a trip and I'm going to go do work. So my company's paying for me. And then I take my whole family on the trip. And I just say, let the Guardian, since it's paying for my ticket, just put everything on the Guardian's credit card. Okay? I don't have that kind of authority, by the way, but let's just say Mitchell does. All right? And then I go, well, while my family's here, I'm going to go ahead. They gave me the Guardian credit card. It's a Guardian expense account, right? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my hotel on it. And of course, we're staying in a hotel. I'm going to need the suite, the two better, right? Because I got my kids with me. I want to go get freaky on the pull-out sofa after they go to bed. All our meals, I'm going to put on the Guardian's credit card. And all of my transportation, I'm going to put on the Guardian's credit card. And then my CFO says, well, why are we paying for Juan's family to go on the trip? And I go, it was a last minute decision. And since we were using the Guardian credit card, I said, let's just put it all on the Guardian credit card. Last minute decision. And I'm going to make sure and pay for my family's portion, not the work portion, because I went on a work trip. Happens all the time, right? Well, I don't go on work trips all the time, but it does happen. I don't like traveling. Not really. Maybe later in life I'll go see Mount Fuji. Anyway, that's like me saying I'm going to pay. I'm going to tell my CFO, right? Because he's asking me what the hell, right? I'm telling him I'm going to pay it all back. Okay? He goes, okay, great. You do that. You pay it all back. Okay? And then a month later, my CFO comes back to me and says, did you pay everything back? I saw where you paid the tickets back. Where's the rest of the money that went on this credit card? And I say to my CFO, oh, I'm waiting for the Guardian to send me the bill so that I can pay the Guardian back after I already spent the Guardian's money. So I'm going to get fired when I tell him that. And they're going to take the money out of my severance. Because that is how ridiculous it is that the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party are the same person, but yet the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has yet to tell the PLP how much it's spent taking them to Bermuda. It makes zero sense. And I just can't sit here and go, it makes any sense and that it's a reasonable prospect. Prime Minister Davis, please don't let things like this tarnish your good name and reputation for dealing with things in a forthright manner. This is nonsensical. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. I want to talk about something else.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, No problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Okay, class, let's begin today's history lesson. Ancient civilization used to visit stadiums to watch musicians perform. It was called a live concert.
Teacher, what year was that?
Researchers believe it was around 2019. Normal life feels like a long time ago. As things return to normal, remember it is essential to be fully immunized against all vaccine-preventable diseases like COVID-19, rubella, polio, hepatitis, mumps, and influenza. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Canada, and the United States of America.
Burger King wants you to ride into the holidays in style with a brand new 2022 BYD Han all-electric sedan from Easy Car Sales. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just upgrade your favorite combo for one ticket, or double your chances with a King combo, or triple your chance to win with the purchase of a BK family deal. It's electric at Burger King this holiday, where you get the chance to win a 2022 BYD Han EV sedan when you upgrade your combo at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
What if I told you that the future is here? That is not some magical door we walk through, but a place we create. It's home. It's a place where you can download a 2-hour movie in seconds and stay connected to loved ones even when traveling far from home. Where internet moves at lightning speeds, smoother and more reliable than anything you've ever seen. This future-proof technology can take you to worlds that you can only imagine. The future is here. The future is home. The future is Alive Fiber.
You do coffee your way. Double shot decaf, cappuccino.
Light roast, Colombian, no milk.
You do vacations your way.
Hiking boots, tent, mountains.
5-star hotels and theater.
And now you can do insurance your way. Online.
Email.
Chat.
WhatsApp.
Or in branch. For home, car, travel, boat, or business insurance, do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit NUAinsurance.com, call, or stop by a branch today.
We're good for you.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
It's the season of love.
Every time I think of saying goodbye.
Join Excalibur Entertainment, YBE Promotions, All-Star Productions, Cash and Gold, and Bahamas Air for a once-in-a-lifetime performance by the legend, Barris Hammond. Barris Hammond, along with Wayne Wonder. Wayne Wonder comes to Nassau. Get ready for the deal. And more, Saturday, December 3rd at the Thomas Robinson National Stadium. Fly in all secure Bahamas Air to the Season of Love concert and stay at our official hotel and resort sponsor, Super Club Breezes, where single beds are only $198 and doubles are just $275. When you use promo code LOVE22, book your rooms now at Breezes.com. Tickets are available now at all your Cash and Go locations. Sponsored by Bluebird, Everything Local mobile app, Chef Creole. Be there.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
gentlemen, welcome back to The Revolution here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. My name's Juan McCartney. So good to have you with us. Okay, so we talked about the Bermuda thing, which is just... let me show you something. You would never see me. First of all, I ain't going to be prime minister. I'm going to go form my political party so I can take your money and personally enrich myself. But you wouldn't see me as prime minister dealing with this issue for more than 5 minutes. Tops. Like, how long was this thing in the House of Assembly? How long was that speech in the House of Assembly? First of all, I wouldn't even get in this. I was going to say, look, man, y'all know this can look bad if all y'all traveling on the government dime. So I want to check now. Okay? I want to check now. I want the PLP to use its credit card. Y'all must have a line of credit if y'all could just fork over $25K. Too sweet. By the time I had finished speaking in the House of Assembly, if I'm Brave Davis, by the time I was finished speaking in the House of Assembly, all bills would have been reconciled, and you'd have never heard about this again. But now we on something, it's drifting into the bizarre. That you're telling me it's going to take 2 weeks for Mitchell's ministry to give the information about Bermuda to the party Mitchell is chairman of. That's what you're telling me. The party's aware, this is Clint's words, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. I'm just saying, let's examine what it is that we're saying so that we can make sure that we're making sense, right? He says, I'm aware. I've been made aware. The Progressive Liberal Party is fully aware and ready to make the reimbursement. They're waiting for the paperwork from Foreign Affairs to be sent to them as to the cost, and that transaction will take place. So let's do a little word substitution. Let's, instead of saying Progressive Liberal Party, say Fred Mitchell, since he's the chairman, correct? He's the person you would communicate with, yes? So and instead of Foreign Affairs, let's say Minister Fred Mitchell. He's the Minister of Foreign Affairs. He's head of Foreign Affairs, correct? Let's read it again. Clint says, I've been made aware that Fred Mitchell is fully aware and ready to make the reimbursement. There, Fred Mitchell is waiting for the paperwork from Fred Mitchell to be sent to Fred Mitchell as to the cost, and the transaction will take place. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you can't just say stuff, man. You can't. All right? you just can't. And I must go, That makes absolutely no sense. I'm sorry. I can't just sit here and say it makes sense. I cannot. Like, my conscience won't let me. So before I go any further, let me play this. Because the second thing that Clint said, and I want the best for Clint. I want Clint to win, but you got to slow down. So Clint said last week that the Village Road roadworks would be done by December 12th. Now, I said that just didn't make any sense. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. Now, here's what the minister is coming behind him and saying. Play the clip for me, Arlington. Would you please? Let's hear Alfred Sayre speaking today outside Cabinet.
The Water and Sewerage Corporation has had to do some additional work in terms of the water mains. And I had a meeting with Water and Sewerage, BPL, and BTC with the Ministry of Works and also with the contractor. And they have a coordinated strategy. The paving of the road will begin on the first week of December, near the end of the first week of December, and it will be in 3 phases. Mm-hmm. So those phases of paving will take us through December, and it is expected by the end of September they will have been, December, I'm sorry. By the end of December 2022, they will be substantially completed.
Okay. So last week, Clint says the 12th. Now the minister comes back and says, by the end, they'll be substantially completed. Clint said it's all going to be done. Like, you got to make sure you guys are on the same page. Okay? Because Sears had previously said that he believes it'll be the end of the year. And then Clint came back and said something else. We're going to have to go to the break soon, but you got to get your stuff together, man. You got to realize what it is that you're saying. You know, you can't, and maybe everyone else could let it ride, right? Maybe everyone else could let it ride, but I can't just sit here and read that and suspend my entire ability to critically analyze words and all of my intellect and just blow by that and be like, oh, let's just report that and nobody say nothing. All right. We're just going to report that he says the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, he says the PLP is waiting to pay the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has not sent the paperwork to the PLP. The PLP being chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs being headed by the chair of the PLP. So I'm sorry, I can't be intellectually dishonest to the point where I go, that's not a incredibly strange thing to say. And that it's going to take 2 weeks for the minister to tell his party that he's not head of, but chair of, how much he spent, and then pay them back. I don't get it. I don't anyway. And I don't mean to make a big deal about it, but I'm saying you're speaking on behalf of the prime minister here. Right? Y'all need to get that straight. Because it is crooked as a Georgia fence. Crooked as a Washington politician. Sorry. Crooked. Straighten it out. That is sloppy. This says, Juan, your friend Clint keeps putting his foot in his mouth. OPM office needs to sideline Clint. The trade does a much better job with communicating to the media. Clint most times talks fast without thinking. The trade talks slower. It shows he's thinking before he talks. I mean, the trade is my boy too. Nah, the trade is the one who told us the PLP paid for the thing when it didn't. But I get what he was. I get. I think his heart was pure with it. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't trying to pull a fast one. He's just like, okay, PLP's paying for it. Great. I'm gonna say that. You're telling him, clearly he talked to the PLP. Okay, you guys are going to pay for it. That's what I'm going to go say. Says the PLP had that big ball the other day trying to raise funds to pay back the Treasury for borrowing the Bahamian people money for Bermuda Day. Let me tell you something. PLP don't need to raise no funds to pay the government back. Okay? The PLP, listen, and I don't know who sold y'all this dream. Like, only working Joes and poor people in the PLP. Some of the wealthiest people in this country, Bahamians anyway, are members of the Progressive Liberal Party. Make no mistake about it. All right? None. I'm not going to get too into the Village Road thing because it's going to enrage me. Maybe I'll get into it on the other side. And I know everybody's trying. So I'm not going to get too deep into it. But we're going to talk about some other things. I'm going to talk about Sam Bankman-Fried on the other side.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Back to the Revolution here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. My name is Juan McCartney, so good to have you with us. I have just received some disturbing news, which is that I cannot have sushi for lunch. You know, when you wake up just wanting something, I wanted sushi for lunch. That was my plan. It's not come to fruition. And I'm deeply saddened about it. So, okay. Let's this is on Sushi A. You're the baller. I'm the baller? Me? Forget for one, some spicy tuna roll for like $12. Y'all be out here buying these $30 plate of food. Me, I see y'all all the time. All claiming broke, but spending like you got that bag. Says, you ain't here, Minister Mitchell, the first time. He said, none of your damn business. They will pay the government back when they're good and ready to. No, he said that about FTX. Right? But you know what? Let me keep it real with you. I respect it. Like I don't like it, but I respect like the heart. I respect him like not hiding behind this veil of we just several factors have led to us not really pursuing campaign finance and everyone playing at it. And I wanted to pass it and I wanted to do it, but we got voted out or COVID happened and then the hurricane and da. I respect his viewpoint that that's how the parties see it. It is not your business. Anyway, I got a question, and I'm going to... What did my friend say? All y'all balling. I live it on. 2 veggie patty for $5. There you go. Yeah, I can't beat that. I can't beat that. So... I got a question. I'll be real. And maybe, you know what? Let me be honest with you. This might just be me. But Clint can't say nothing like this to me and I just go, okay, Like you have to process what people are saying to you. I've trained my mind and my body into a finely I'm kidding. I've trained my mind rigorously to critically analyze the words that people say. And I try to analyze the words you say as they're coming out of your mouth so that I'm clear on what it is that you're saying. Or I'm clear that you may not be clear what it is that you're saying. So how do you just accept that Clint says this? Was there a follow-up question? I didn't hear the interview. Like the moment I read this, I'm like, if Jasper didn't quote this man, I would not have believed he said this if I didn't hear it myself. It doesn't make any sense. And it's not an attack on anyone or an attack on the PLP. Juan didn't go to Bermuda, okay? I'm sure it was lovely, but I didn't go. You did. And you said that the PLP is going to reimburse the government. All right. That hasn't happened. That ain't Juan's fault. So everybody like to get mad. Don't get mad at me. This says, oh Lord, I don't want to repeat that. That's quite insulting. I don't want to convey, I don't want to second hand say your incredible insult and put my voice to it. I'm not going to read that. You can't speak about people in that manner. I'm not going to speak about people in that manner. Why can't I have sushi? I can't have sushi because they won't do this sushi that I like for takeout. That's the problem. That's why I can't have sushi. Great show as usual. If it was anyone else, your example could work, but you're of fair complexion and he was working there for years. And you're McCartney, so you could possibly get away with that. I can't get away with nothing like that. I can't. My head ain't even. Listen, I talk tough. I'm a company man, right? I follow the rules. My head ain't that bad that I think I could go get away with something like that. I mean, I'm a square. I'm a square. I want structure. I want rules. Okay. Says, I've been saying this for years. I don't see reporters asking questions. They appear to just take dictation. Fine, you asked and they didn't answer. Actually say that, then list all the other open questions that are still to be answered, but just writing dictation. Well, to Jasper's credit, she's the one who asked the question. I don't know if she followed it up. I listen frequently to these press conferences at the OPM, cabinet, etc. And the questions asked and the lack of sometimes, let's say, subject matter knowledge is sometimes apparent. And that's not to insult anyone or put anyone down in media. It's just to say that if we're going to do it, let's do it at the very top level of our faculties, right? So if we're gonna go and Clint just says anything that really doesn't stand up to any sort of real scrutiny, and nobody says anything, and I'm not blaming Clint, even though Clint said it, that sounds like what someone told him to say. All right, but if we're not going to actually scrutinize what is being said, then let's not do it. Yeah, just let the government do whatever it wants. But we've got to be able to scrutinize these things. All right. And where's the FNM on this? Has the FNM said anything about that? Let's see here. This says, great show as usual, one great in Kingsway. It's weird. Clint was on his way time. Yeah. Clint was always larger than life. No, I wasn't in Clint's grade. Clint was a grade above me. Clint was our head boy. Like, he was the head of praise and worship. Like, he was always front and center. You know? I've known him a long time. He's a good guy, but you can't just sit here and go, oh, it makes sense. Yeah. What does it say? Yeah, we have this SBF thing to talk about. I'm just stuck on this because it's like, it doesn't make any sense that this is the answer. So this says we have salt water coming in our faucet here in Eleuthera. Have been going on for salt water in your faucet. Really? This says Long Island immigrants detained. 2 undocumented Haitian nationals were detained by police on Long Island after they found a settlement of the Berries. Preliminary reports reveal around 1:15 p.m. on Monday, the 20th of November, officers acted on intelligence, executing a search warrant. Okay. In the Berry, how many people live in the Berries in Long Island? Like 15? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Barry's a bad place to go if you're going to come here illegally. Someone should let you should have told you that. Nobody went down there. Told y'all. Don't drop me off, air player. Well, ain't no more water. Let's keep going. Keep going. Let's perhaps some Exuma action, something like this. We're not staying here. At Abaco far, Abaco way up the chain. I'm sorry, I'm trying to filter your text before I read them. Y'all got jokes. This says, I don't see any reporter asking about a crypto firm giving donations to the Securities Commission. Something seems off with that relationship to me. How hard are you going to look at someone who's feeding you money? A crypto firm gave donations to the Securities Commission? Help me out. I'm not aware of that occurring. You have to help me out. All right. Oh, I'll read this on there. This is nice. This is one you don't have to read this on air, but thank you for your insight. You allow others to have and share their opinion, even if they do not always align with you. Thank you. You're an excellent example to many young men and old in this country. Blessings. Hey, thanks. It's nice of you to say. Yeah. So we've got to analyze critically what is being said. And sometimes you miss it. But I always read things to try to make them make sense, you know? And if I can read it first, I will. Because reading it allows me to block out all the intonation, what may be poor delivery, and go from there. Because sometimes you just hear stuff and it just washes over. You go, yeah. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is going to pay the PLP back in 2 weeks. And you're like, what? What? What you? Seriously? Isn't the same person in essentially in charge of both. I play those games with myself too, you know. I do. You ever lend yourself money from like one account? For those of you who have more than one stream of income? Well, hell, maybe you got both. Maybe you like put some money aside and you borrow. I'm going to borrow this money to pay this bill. And I'm pay myself back. And then you don't pay yourself back. Or you tell yourself, I'm going to pay. No one's ever done that? You put some money aside from your savings and you're like, well, this bill is coming up, so I'm going to take some money out of my savings, but I'm going to put the savings back. And then you're like, no, I don't want to. I'm not going to put it all back. I'm going to put a piece of it back. So you borrowed like the $2,000 from yourself, and you go, well, I'm going to put $1,000 back because I don't want to take my money and pay myself the whole $2,000. I play games with myself that way. This says we got to go to break. It says OKX is the main sponsor for the SCB's upcoming conference. This seems incestuous. You know what? Let me look at that. Let me look into that. I'll see. I don't. That may be correct. They're the main sponsor. I'll check it and I'll look at it. I'll see. Thanks. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
Another wave is coming, but this time it's a tropical heat wave. Marco's Pizza is bringing you 2 new wing flavors, guaranteed to spice up your summer. Just wing it and indulge in our Jamaican jerk and mango habanero flavors. 10 pieces boneless wings for only $13.75 and bone-in for only $16.15. We are bringing you the heat all summer long. Try our new Jamaican jerk or mango habanero wings today. Make every day a wing day. Marco's Pizza, every store, every day, the Italian way.
Here we go. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protected since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. Always, you're always covered me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
It's the season of love.
Every time I think of saying goodbye.
Join Excalibur Entertainment, YBE Promotions, All-Star Productions, Cash and Gold, and Bahamas Air for a once-in-a-lifetime performance by the legend, Barris Hammond. Barris Hammond, along with Wayne Wonder. Wayne Wonder comes to Nassau. Get ready for the bill. And more, Saturday, December 3rd at the Thomas Robinson National Stadium. Fly in all secure Bahamas Air to the Season of Love concert and stay at our official hotel and resort sponsor, Super Club Breezes, where single beds are only $198 and doubles are just $275. When you use promo code LOVE22, book your rooms now at Breezes.com. Tickets are available now at all your Cash and Go locations. Sponsored by Bluebird, everything local mobile app, Chef Creole. Be there.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
afternoon, Bahamas. Welcome back to The Revolution here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. My name is Juan McCartney. So good to have you with us. Okay, so says Juan, is there something illegal or unethical with a licensee buying advertising space from a regulator for a public forum? Licensee buying advertising space from a regulator for a public forum. Advertising space from a regulator for a public forum. I don't know what's happening. So let me look into that before I start talking about what's ethical or unethical. I missed that story. I was deeply engaged in what the minister was saying about Village Road. So I'm traumatized now. Like you're making me relive my trauma from the New Providence Road Improvement Project. Anyone remember that? I don't know how that was like 10 years ago, right? I'm traumatized. I like the good roads. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was rough. You know? So you're making me relive my trauma. Oh, let me see. Oh, someone sent me from the newsroom, sent me a press release. Let's see here. It's hard to read things on these phones. I don't know if my eyes are getting worse. Ministry of Economic Affairs team visits OKX office in Singapore. Oh, is that where Mitchell is? Singapore? Him and Alcides went? Ministry of Economic Affairs officials paid a courtesy call on the Office of Cryptocurrency Exchange, OKX, as part of the ministry's stakeholder engagement efforts while in Singapore for the Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners Asia Financial Services Conference. OKX, the world's second largest cryptocurrency exchange, recently registered as a digital assets business under the Digital Assets and Registered Exchanges Act to launch a digital assets enterprise within the Bahamas. The company announced plans to use the Bahamas as a regional hub to meet the needs of a growing population of cryptocurrency users and investors within the Caribbean and Latin America. Senator, the Honorable Michael Alcides, Minister of Economic Affairs, says that the government has embraced the opportunity to welcome OKX to the Bahamas as the Davis administration promotes the Bahamas as a fintech hub. Alcides said, as we move forward with our agenda of economic growth and diversification, we're fully embracing the digital economy opportunities coming through the various fintech, digital assets, Web3 based businesses who are interested in the Bahamas due to our robust financial services and digital assets legislative framework. This is what I'm talking about too. When you need to go travel. So yeah, man, go to the Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners in Asia and tell them about fintech in the Bahamas. Absolutely do so. It says on site for the visit were Minister Alcides, Director of Financial Services, Brandis Duncanson. Brandis is the Director of Financial Services? I didn't know that. Is this a new thing? When did that happen? Has it been that way for a while? When did that happen? Shout out to Brandis. Good job. Brandis is an attorney. It says, as well as other Ministry of Economic Affairs team members. The OKX team hosting the Bahamian delegation included Ben Bowden, global head of OKX. Where in this does this say that SCB's getting something from OKX? The visit included a tour as well as a dinner meeting in which OKX discussed its plans for the Bahamas and the rest of the Caribbean and Latin America. It says, given recent events that have impacted the global cryptocurrency markets, Minister Alcides stated that investors like OKX continue to show an interest in establishing a foothold in the Bahamas and have demonstrated their commitment to the growth of the local digital economy. I don't see where any of this says anything about this. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, this says OKX is a lead sponsor of the inaugural Bahamas FinTech Festival, D3 Bahamas, which is taking place at the Atlantis Resort from January 23rd to January 26, 2023. D3 Bahamas will be co-hosted by the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. The event will include a venture capital forum, $1 million pitch competition, and dialogue with global regulators. The D3 Bahamas Festival is expected to generate more interest from fintech investors and further solidify the Bahamas' position as an emerging fintech hub. Those interested in learning more can visit the D3 Bahamas website. I'm interested in learning more. Let's visit the D3 Bahamas website. So it's d3bahamas.com. D3 Bahamas. So this is being co-hosted by the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. So who is the main host? Sponsor or exhibit? Apply to exhibit or sponsor. Please complete the form below for further information on exhibition and sponsorship opportunities at D3 Bahamas. So OKS is a lead sponsor. What does that mean? First name, company size, business area fund. What is your key objective for partnering with D3? Acquisition, mergers, brand awareness, clients, meeting relationships, investment, lead generation, media impact, product launch, recruitment through leadership. Budget range, US dollars. Oh, it's one of these things. It says D3 Bahamas offers a vast range of sponsorship opportunities to connect with our more than 20,000 people coming to this. More than 20,000 attendees from branding, exhibition, and demo space to meetups and speaking opportunities, plus many more. Let us know your preference and budget range, and we can tailor something to you. Form of participation in D3 Bahamas: exhibitor and sponsor, or startup. Okay, so D3 Bahamas has 20,000 attendees, and people can sponsor or exhibit or apply to speak at D3 Bahamas. D3 Bahamas Web3 and FinTech Festival. The global gathering of FinTech and Web3 leaders. Digital, decentralized, disruptive. You may want to look at that disruptive world. Venture capital for $1 million pitch. Regulator engagement. Global regulators convene to align on trends and issues from CBDC to digital assets. Yeah, who's putting the thing together? This is 3,000 attendees. Well, you're saying 20,000 in your sponsorship package, though. Deep dives in the Bahamas. It says, organized by Finoverse, the trust organizer of Hong Kong FinTech Week since 2016. Okay, here we go. Deep dive in the Bahamas. Hosted by the Securities Commission of the Bahamas in partnership with the government of the Bahamas. So this is a government event. Yes? Organized by Finoverse, a trusted organizer of Hong Kong FinTech Week. So the government's hosting this event organized by Finoverse, and the government's making money, or is Finoverse making money? How does this work? How do this here work? Book ticket now. Hosted by Securities Commission of the Bahamas and organized by Finoverse, former Finovasia, trusted organizer of Hong Kong FinTech Week, D3 Bahamas focuses on the convergence of three major FinTech trends: decentralized, digital, and disruptive. Okay, so D3 Bahamas is an event put on by the government of the Bahamas, put on by Finiverse on behalf of the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. No, hosted by Securities Commission of the Bahamas, but organized by Finiverse. This says, Finiverse, find your space in the Finiverse. Henry Arslanian. It's a dope name, son. Arslanian. Okay. Finiverse looks to me to be a company that puts on Web3 cryptocurrency stuff. Provides you an opportunity to be a part of a vibrant ecosystem. Okay. That's, I got to think about that. Let me think about that one. I mean, I could understand I get it. I get being a sponsor. I get it. I'm sorry. I don't think there's anything unethical about it. I don't. Someone would have to give me a different argument. But I don't see anything unethical about it. I think that if they're transparently saying we're hosting a conference and you have to pay money to be a sponsor of the conference or an exhibitor of the conference, I don't have a particular problem with that. So I'm okay. All right. Now, I didn't read the story in The Guardian about this. McCartney, who was the lawyer, who was the ambassador for the Bahamas, suing the government of the Bahamas at the same time. What's the name of the lawyer, if you know? Boy, I don't even know what you're referring to. It says it should not be about the greedy. What about opportunities for others, new opportunities? Keep the main arts away, all from me, baby. What are you referring to? The FinTech conference? So this is a direct statement in the Nassau Guardian from Ryan Pinner. It says, the statement explained that OKX is the lead sponsor of the upcoming and inaugural D3 Bahamas FinTech Festival being put on by the Securities of the Commission of the Bahamas. All right. It says no mention of the co-host. Since Finiverse is likely an events management firm, here's where the ethics come in. It's the same reason why a politician can't accept a flight from a potential donor. Okay, let me see if I follow your thinking. You're saying, you're suggesting that, I don't think I agree with this. I don't agree with this suggestion. You're suggesting that because the regulator is putting together a conference to try to highlight FinTech in the Bahamas, and Finiverse is putting on the conference, and Finiverse is charging people to sponsor the conference, and those people either are or could be under the regulatory umbrella of the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. They should not take the money. That's what you're saying. I don't know that the money goes to the Securities Commission. They should seek to clear that up. I don't work for the Securities Commission, so I can't do y'all job for you. Yeah. So I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't. I don't see it. So I don't see the darkness. Maybe I live in the shadows. But I don't see it. That could be, I'm not trying to, I don't have, it's no benefit to me, right? you throwing around this unethical and sort of, these heavy words. I don't see the problem. But they should seek to clarify what the deal is. Finiverse. Sure, man. Okay, let's go to a break, and we'll be back.
What if I told you that the future is here? That is not some magical door we walk through, but a place we create. It's home. It's a place where you can download a 2-hour movie in seconds and stay connected to loved ones even when traveling far from home. Where internet moves at lightning speeds, smoother and more reliable than anything you've ever seen. This future-proof technology can take you to worlds that you can only imagine. The future is here. The future is home. The future is Alive Fiber.
You do coffee your way. Double shot decaf, cappuccino.
Light roast, Colombian, no milk.
You do vacations your way.
Hiking boots, tent, mountains.
5-star hotels and theater.
And now you can do insurance your way.
Online.
Email.
Chat.
WhatsApp.
Or in branch. For home, car, travel, boat, or business insurance, do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit NUAinsurance.com, call, or stop by a branch today.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
At Ron's Electric Motors, they repair and rewind all major brands of electric motors, including water pumps, generators and the generator's back end, welding machines, electric lifts, air compressors, battery chargers, and more. They're equipped to handle up to 850 kilowatts and rewind up to 450 horsepower motors. They're conveniently located on the corner of Wolf and Clarence Roads and are open weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays till noon. They offer 24 hours emergency assistance. You can reach them at 242-356-0249.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the revolution here on Guardian Radio. Okay, so someone's saying that, okay, I see what you're saying. So the story with the developer, Kovacs, he's suing the government for $3 billion. Please. But $3 billion in damages? What damage? Because your project didn't move forward? Are you joking? Please. Anyway, so his lawyer's Damian Gomez, and Damian Gomez is also the ambassador for human rights in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So Damian Gomez is suing the government. Yeah, I think that, and Damian Gomez knows this. Or further, Damian Gomez has demonstrated this, but maybe he doesn't think that his position in government warrants what he did before. But Damian Gomez left cabinet in order to sue the government. And he said that he could not maintain his position in cabinet because he was going to sue the government. Something to do with Bank of the Bahamas, right? But now he's ambassador. He's directly suing the his client is suing the government directly. Yeah, that's sticky. I mean, he probably should let the ambassadorship go. I mean, I'm all for like human rights ambassadorship, but I'm gonna go make my money. My client told me he want to go sue the government. Let's do it, Papa. Let's see what we could get. Yeah, so maybe he shouldn't hold both positions. I understand. Yeah, some of his people missed it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's I missed it. I'll be honest, I didn't pay that close attention to that story because it's fantastical to me that you think you're going to get $3 billion from the government. But yeah, I don't. I think that he should not be suing the government while he's an ambassador for the government, for the country. That's how I see it anyway. This says, I think the regulator should refuse their money. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I wasn't going to go run out on that. But then what if more sponsors want to come be regular? Should the Securities Commission just kind of step aside, I guess? I don't know. I think that if I'm being perfectly honest with it, I don't think it's a thing to like shake out sponsorship money. It looks like that they just want to promote it and they want to put the Securities Commission and government name on it so that it carries some extra clout. I don't know who Finiverse is. Y'all might know. Y'all seem to know a lot more than I do. I have no idea. I don't operate in these spaces. About destabilize, and I don't. It's Antifa language y'all talking now. But destabilize. Hey. No. I want stability. All right. Oh, decentralized. Sorry, decentralized. Disruptive. Yeah. Decentralized, sorry. Disruptive. Man, if you were at the Guardian office, I would have dropped off a sushi platter for you. Man, I'll go to the Guardian. Platter. I know you coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'll get you. Drop the sushi. I'll go. But I don't know you. You make sushi or you just talking about you going to go pick up sushi? I also like sashimi, as well as nigiri. This says, doesn't sound much different than a bear company sponsoring a regatta. Shrug. I guess they're looking at it as a conflict, like if a bear company sponsored a government-led expo on bear making. Yeah, you make a good point. Yeah, like so the government regatta, well, there's a national regatta committee, but yeah, if the bear company is sponsoring it doesn't mean you can't come down on the bear company if it's in violation of something or effectively regulated. Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. Give me 2 minutes here. I enjoy consuming alcohol, okay? And I'm no different than many of you. People judge me, all right, because I guess of who I am. But I've seen many of you sitting up there in church and at these conferences back in the 90s and the aughts, puking while your friend held your hair back. But we ain't gonna talk about that. All right? You now a decent member of society. Only me gets judged. That's fine. All right? But here's the thing. There is a scary proliferation of liquor stores on this one island. And I'm not trying to cause nobody no money, but at some point, do you not say, we don't need 15 liquor stores in a half-mile radius? I can go out to the corner of Parkgate Road and Village Road, and I could literally look at 3 liquor stores, and there's a 4th one in the Village Road Shopping Center. And I go, who sanctions this? Like, I don't want to cost anybody any money, but who sanctions this stuff? I think it seems abusive. I'll be honest with you. It says, that is the reason why I told you I believe this is a gangster society and we have too much hoggish political hog in the Progressive Liberal Party. And every time they come into power, they tried and power their friends, family, and lovers. Just the PLP does that? You sure about that? It says Gomez got jokes, all of these hungry people around the place, and he wants to sue the government for $3 billion, not million. That's why I say Philip Brave Davis is a poor excuse to be prime minister. What Brave have to do with Damian Gomez suing the government? Anyway, I guess he's suing the government because Brave wouldn't give his client his way. All right. You could make the argument that the Securities Commission should clarify what the money is for and the sponsorship and all this other stuff like that. I don't know, man. I'm trying to see it your way. I don't see the darkness. I ain't gonna lie to you. I see, like, if you want to put your name on it, go ahead. This is Juan, you're not lying. I was in the East Street South area looking for Chinese food. I stopped at 3 places. All of them had menus on the outside, but said they no longer sold food. Not saying it's them only, but I thought it was odd. So they only sell liquor now. I guess liquor's easier business than food if you're not trying to get robbed. Yeah, there's a proliferation of liquor stores, and we'll talk about it another day. And listen, I enjoy drinking to this day, but I can tell when there's overkill. Juan, read about SBF bought a small bank named Farmington State Bank, which Deltec Bank chairman is on the board of, and the bank and Tether stablecoin is in the mix too. The Feds just froze the bank. Yeah, I read that actually. I did. I was supposed to let you know what SBF said. We'll do it tomorrow if we have time. The government lets anyone open any type of business, no matter the saturation, because they, the government, cannot create jobs themselves. Well, I mean, that doesn't make sense. Open any type of business because they can't create jobs. I don't want that. Anyway, so we figured out who's hosting the D3 Bahamas conference, and we examined what Clint had to say, and just kind of, I think we're on the same page that that is bizarre, what he had to say. This person's accusing me of lotioning Brave Davis again. Okay, I don't know what the lotion was you detected today, but I guess if I don't come and curse him and his children, then that's lotion. I have no idea. Mitchell's in South Korea. Mitchell's in South Korea, and Alcides is in Singapore. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I want to see the world, but all that up and down ain't for me. I like it. Not here because of most of you make it unbearable, but I like it in the Bahamas. Let me say that. So I'm going to be moving to Grand Bahama or Eleuthera. Probably sooner rather than later. We'll see. I gotta just get the wife on board because I don't wish to be here. So I tried to lie about it for as long as I could, and I just can't. I don't want to be here with you guys, and any sort of long-term capacity on this island. So I just, I'll visit. right? I'm gonna come to the IMAX, so that's still a thing. And I gotta come. Apparently, you start jonesing for Dunkin' Donuts when you go to a family line. Well, Grandma's not a family line. Grandma don't have Dunkin' Donuts, does it? I could, make it without that. Anyway, let me read your last few messages. See why I push out to Freeport. Yeah, I really live in Nassau despite all of you. Like that. Again, because we have Fusion and we have Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not a Starbucks guy, sorry. All right. That's why we do it. That's why I'm here, and the jobs are here. Okay. All right. We gotta get out of here. Let me see what else messages you got. It says, no one cares if and where you go on. Just an FYI. Well, that's fine. I ain't trying to be here. I mean, like, when my kids graduate from high school, I don't know what'll be keeping me here. It says, good afternoon. I love Eleuthera with all of my heart. Only problem is the people that drive like it's a NASCAR racetrack. Yeah, they were scaring me. And it's been a while since I went to like Eleuthera, but them taxi drivers were like hauling. I was like, I don't feel comfortable going this fast. Okay, we got to wrap up. They're telling me to wrap up. It says Brave should not allow Gomez to serve as an ambassador. At the same time, he's suing the government for $3 billion. That's why I said Brave's a nice man, but nothing but a political clan, always. It says not darkness per se. Oh, you mean with, just clouded judgment. That's why you avoid the relationship altogether. I mean, you could make a case to say that. All right, we got to wrap up. Okay. We're out here. We'll be back tomorrow if the Lord provides and the Master tarries. And you guys take care out there and have a great day, Bahamas.
The Revolution with Juan McCartney is sponsored by Alive, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, J.S. Johnson, Marco's Pizza, NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers, Ron's Electric Motors, and Season of Love.